I am Idimachi Ikechukwu. In a decisive move to curb the activities of terrorists and other non-state actors threatening the safety of residents in Bauchi State, troops of 3 Division Nigerian Army recorded significant operational success as part of the ongoing Operation Bugun Kakandi 3. The operation, which is focused on restoring peace and security in vulnerable communities, specifically targeted Mansour village and surrounding settlements within the Al-Kaleri local government area. According to the acting deputy director, Army Public Relations of 3 Division, Lieutenant Colonel Olumide Olukoya, troops rapidly advanced into identified flashpoints, establishing dominance over key areas and successfully dislodging armed terrorists who had attempted to assert control over Mansour village. A thorough clearance of the village subsequently led to the recovery of an AK-47 rifle, thereby degrading their operational capabilities and denying them the means to perpetuate violence. In the wake of these gains, troops have consolidated their positions and launched aggressive fighting patrols alongside confidence-building patrols throughout Al-Kaleri local government, ensuring sustained military presence and the maintenance of law and order. The president to do more and economic challenges within their states. She made the call at the first quarterly meeting of states' first ladies under the Renewed Hope initiative at the presidential villa in Abuja. Senator Tinubu said while efforts are ongoing at the national level, she expects states' first ladies to take greater responsibility and expand interventions independently in their respective states. She encouraged them to initiate programs that promote youth empowerment, mentorship, and self reliance, drawing from her experience as a former First Lady of Lagos, where she introduced initiatives aimed at encouraging children to remain in public schools and develop leadership skills. Universities and research institutes across Nigeria produce many brilliant ideas, from improved crops to renewable energy and health innovations. But many of these breakthroughs never move beyond the laboratory. This is according to the Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Kingsley Ude. Speaking at a strategic meeting with State Commissioners of Science, Technology and Innovation, the minister stressed the need for collaboration between government.
Spoke about the untapped potential of Nigerian researchers whose work often ends up in journals rather than in factories, farms, or hospitals.
We, as a country, very good on research, even invention. But we discovered that a lot of our research outcomes lie fallow in lab shelves, in research institute shelves, because there's this weak connection between research efforts and commercialization.
He urged participants at the strategic on the commercialization of research and development outcomes to develop a clear roadmap with timelines. According to him, this will help reduce dependence on imports, strengthen local manufacturing, and create sustainable jobs.
Commercialization of research outcomes can infuse billions of dollars into our GDP, and not just about economic growth, but inclusive, sustainable economic growth at both macro and micro level. It can take away a great percentage of our unemployed youth out of the job market. It would infuse confidence in investors to come and invest in Nigeria. It will take away dependence of Nigeria on importation, on oil, and strengthen our capacity to produce what we use.
The Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the National Board for Technology Incubation pathways that will help young entrepreneurs turn their ideas into startups.
Nigeria take advantage of the first policy of the federal government, which means whatever you are producing, you have the ready-made market here. We want our younger ones to be employers of people, not that they will be looking for employment. And at this time, we have started the 2026 edition of the Next Generation Talent, and over 1,000 people have already applied.
The federal government says it is also developing a national policy on the commercialization of research and development results and inventions. A policy that will create a clear pathway for ideas developed in Nigerian institutions to grow into businesses and industries. Kedonojo Okoliko, RayPower News, Abuja.
In other news, Nigeria has suspended all pilgrimage exercises to Israel due to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. The NCPC Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission, Professor Stephen Adegbite, announced this at a news conference, saying that the pilgrimage journey will resume when the security situation improves. He, however, said the last batch of pilgrims to Israel and Jordan have safely returned to the country through the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. The NCPC says it is monitoring the Middle East situation closely and urged citizens to pray for the restoration of peace in the region. The judiciary in Taraba State says it will continue to advocate for a court case management system that encourages non-custodian measures where appropriate, and also tasked magistrates and area courts in the state on the diligent review of remand cases in line with the law. The state's Chief Judge, Justice Joe Agia, said this at a jail delivery exercise in the Medium Security Custodian Center in Jalingo, where he reviewed the cases of 10 inmates back to the courts as part of efforts to decongest and fast-track justice in the state. The report
was at the Medium Security Custodian Center of the Nigeria's Correctional Service in Jalingo for a jail delivery exercise. The event, which targets to decongest the custodian center and promote the speedy dispensation of justice through the review of inmates' court cases, brought to light some of the challenges facing Nigeria's judicial system. Issues such as delay in investigation and prosecution, prolonged remand, overcrowding custodian facilities. Taraba State's Chief Judge said the judiciary is resolute to ensuring that no one is detained beyond what the law permits and charged magistrate and area to diligently review remand cases in line with the law, adding that the judiciary is committed to continuous reforms and innovations that will expedite the dispensation of justice. The Chief Judge also reviewed the cases of 10 inmates back to the courts and will look into the cases of inmates that have to do with fines and compensation.
That the judiciary's commitment and that justice is not delayed by avoidable in custody longer than the law permits. We are confident that today's exercise will significantly contribute to the decongestion of our custodial center in the state.
The Taraba State Judiciary also encouraged alternative dispute settlement and centers.
And in Kano State, the House of Assembly has commenced impeachment proceedings against the Deputy Governor of the state, Aminu Abdulsalam Gwarzo, formally serving him a notice to respond to allegations considered to constitute impeachable offences. At a special plenary session today, the lawmakers issued the notice outlining 4 allegations against the Deputy Governor, including claims of misappropriation of public funds, failure to properly discharge the duties of his office. The majority leader of the House, Lawan Dalla, confirmed that the notice was endorsed by 38 lawmakers and that the deputy governor has been given 2 weeks to respond to the allegations leveled against him. You are listening to the Metro News on RayPower 100.5 FM. We'll bring you more stories after this break. Please stay with us.
Ramadan.
Thanks for staying with us. On the African scene, more than 200 people, including 70 children, have been killed after a landslide caused a collapse in a mine area in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The landslide struck Rubaya, the country's biggest source of coltan, an ore vital in the electronics industry in the rebel-controlled east on Tuesday following heavy rains. In a statement, the mines ministry blamed the tragedy on M23 rebels and said they were allowing illegal mining without proper safety standards. And still on the foreign scene, a bipartisan resolution aimed at limiting President Donald Trump's ability to wage war in Iran has failed in the U.S. Senate as the strikes continue. The war powers measure was rejected in a 53 to 47 vote, largely along party lines. It would have halted U.S. military action in Iran without congressional approval. Democrats argue that Trump had sidelined Congress and offered shifting reasons for the war. Republicans blocked the resolution, but some said they could if the war expands in the coming weeks.
Business update from RayPower 100 FM.
The federal government has intensified efforts to reposition Nigeria as a continental industrial hub, with the Minister of Steel Development, Shaibu Audu, declaring in Germany that the country is ready to move beyond raw material exports and is seeking credible long-term investors to unlock its $10 billion annual steel market. Speaking at the Nigeria-German Economic Forum in Dortmund, the minister outlined what he described as a strategic shift from extractive exports to value addition, stressing that Nigeria's vast mineral reserves and growing domestic demand present a generational investment opportunity.
It's entertainment news on RayPower 100.5 FM.
Hello and welcome to the entertainment news on FM. Canal Plus, the new owner of MultiChoice Group, is set to discontinue Showmax, the video streaming platform, as part of a broader cost-cutting drive. According to reports, the decision comes after a review of the company's streaming operations, with Canal Plus seeking to reduce expenses and streamline its business. MultiChoice and Canal Plus confirmed the planned shutdown of the streaming service. Singer Lola Young played her first headline show 5 months in London on Wednesday after taking a break to work on myself, following an onstage collapse last September, and showed she can fulfill her pledge. Young's anthem Messy blew up a massive global hit over the past 18 months for her. A messy lifestyle wasn't just the stuff of song lyrics. She twice went into treatment for cocaine dependency, according to a New York Times profile last summer, and told The Guardian that addiction had dogged her for a long time. And that's it for the entertainment news. I am Onyemeche Adele.
Manchester United midfielder has apologized for using a homophobic slur that is receiving a 6-match ban. The England under-19 international, son of United legend Darren Fletcher, was shown a red card in the 62nd minute of a 5-2 EFL trophy defeat by Barnsley in October. At the time, it was not clear what had prompted the decision. However, the Football Association has now confirmed that Fletcher, who is 18, was sent off for calling an opponent gay boy and that he had admitted the charge. Slight dust haze is expected to prevail across individuals with respiratory conditions, therefore, are advised to take necessary precautions. To end the Metro News, here is our last line. According to an African proverb, a wise man fills his brain before emptying his mouth. And that's it for the Metro News, as produced by Ehi Ankeli Ocheme. I am Idimachi Ikechukwu. You can listen to us online on Radio Garden, online Radio Box, and tuning.com at RayPower 100.5 FM Abuja. And also join us at 6 p.m. for our next bulletin, Nigeria Today.
And entertainment reloaded for today's Niger.
RayPower.
RayPower. RayPower. RayPower. Nigeria's original independent radio station.